I'm here with Khan Porter. Welcome to the land, Pandaland. How are you feeling?
Yeah, good. Pretty pumped to kind of get the competition underway. It's always pretty nerve-wracking a few days beforehand when you got all this energy, but you don't really know what to do with it. But yeah, it's great. Good to be here.
And second time to Asia, but last time as a team.
Mm-hmm.
So this year we're going individual?
Yeah. This will be my first individual CrossFit competition in 18 months, actually. So around 18 months, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, looking forward to getting back out there and hopefully do this one and then a few other of the sanctioned events individually and maybe sneak a team one in there as well.
Is the aim to go back to the games as an individual? You had the first experience as a team last year. How did it compare?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was different, but I think I like individual competition. There's certain things about individual competition I really enjoy, and I really enjoy aspects of it, particularly that you have to go through the full spectrum of emotion that comes with competition on your own, and I enjoy the process of learning to deal with that and to going through that. So I think I'm not quite ready to get rid of that yet, and team was awesome and it was probably the most fun I've had competing, but I want a couple more years, I guess, of maybe let's call it less fun maybe, or more just like the individual, like that kind of challenge of the individual self, mentally and physically.
You've had a lot going on in the last couple of months with your new gym opening. How did the Open go for you?
The Open was great. Actually, I think I finished up a second in Australia, which is equal with my best. Equal with my best finish ever in the Open as far as the region's concerned. I had some good weeks, I had some bad weeks. There was a lot going on during it. So some weeks I was like, yep, sweet, it went pretty well. Other weeks it was kind of cramming in sessions and doing bits and pieces. I did an announcement as well, which was my second announcement, and so that was doing the announcements are always interesting because that week you kind of sign yourself up to do it again unless you absolutely nail it the first time through, which I did not. So yeah, look, it went great. Probably better than I expected it to go for my approach to it, but at the same time, I was happy with my performance.
You've been battling a bit of a back injury. How's that feeling in the lead up to this weekend?
It's all right. It's been off and on for the whole year, and I was going to flag this event and sort of rest up right through until the new year, sort of March, April next year. But I just thought it's close, an 11-hour flight
as
for
close
Australia.
As anything can be to Australia.
Yeah, so I wanted to come, have one last roll of the dice, I guess, for this year before going into next year, and then see how it goes from there. It's not too bad. I'm working with a great practitioner now who's helped out a lot with it. We've kind of, almost a week before coming over here, had a bit of a kind of breakthrough in maybe what's causing it. So, which is exciting. I'm really excited to actually get through the competition, hopefully with it not blowing out again, and then on the other side of that, actually start looking like it'll be a really productive rehab process for that, and will assist with then some strength work and stuff as well.
You're one of the favourites going into this weekend, whether you like it or not. How do you deal with that mental game? That's obviously got to be difficult, knowing that a games ticket and returning to the games as an individual is a possibility. How do you negate that when you don't know what the events are, you don't know what the weekend's going to look like, you're in a different country?
Look, I think it's a pretty unique competition in that being the favourite's great, but it's quite a small field, and it's also not very many workouts. So 5 workouts in a small field means that you can't really have a bad event, and with only one announced event, which really isn't wheelhouse for me at all, I'm definitely not approaching this weekend as if I'm a favourite, or even one of the favourites. I'm looking at it as just how do I navigate each workout as best as possible when they pop up, and trying to think less about that sort of who's the favourites, who else is competing, who else is going for that ticket, and just how can I execute each workout as well as I can. I know that's kind of the tired old thing that everyone says, but realistically, if you're going to have a good crack, that's the best way to do it. So yeah, obviously there's pressure with that, particularly again with it being my first CrossFit competition back individually, and with a games ticket on the line, but you just deal with it. I've had pressure before, I've had that kind of put on me, there's people back home, they're like, oh man, we can't wait to see you win it and all that sort of stuff, and frankly I hate it, but it's part and parcel of the job. You've got to deal with it.
We were having a chat this morning, even whether you do or don't qualify, you've got to plan for the season ahead.
Yeah,
what sanctioned events you might go to. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, so obviously one of the cool things about the sanctional season is there is so many opportunities to train to compete. Looking at hopefully doing the Australian competitions, both ACC and DUCC, and then hopefully Egypt and Italy, and then Madrid and Amsterdam are on the cards as well, and then maybe, I guess it will depend on how qualifying goes from there. If I have a ticket sewn up earlier on in the season, then I will probably look at doing some of the bigger events, so maybe doing the qualifier for the Rogue Throwdown and stuff like that. It would be awesome to get some bigger events against lots of kind of top level guys under the belt, but a lot of that will honestly just come down to, I guess, when and if I qualify. And honestly, like if I were to do that exact season that I just told you and not qualify for the games, I'd be pretty wrapped. Like that's a pretty cool year of competing, and you know, hopefully as long as I don't embarrass myself in any of those events, it's yeah, like that'd be a pretty rad year.
We were talking earlier on in the season as well about burnout. Have you been pretty careful to negate where you might go, giving yourself adequate rest to make sure that you can hit these competitions hard, but also give your body the rest it needs?
Yeah, well, like after this competition, I think ACC is the first one on that list, and that's not until March. So that's like 3 months of, I think I'm going to do 6 weeks of just training for like an hour and a half a day, do some strength work, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to a bit of a break, mentally and physically. And also with that kind of schedule, it's kind of like a month of a couple of comps, then like 6 weeks of chill. It won't be chill, it'll still be training. Another month with a decent block of competitions, and then hopefully leaving a few months of prep into the games. Fingers crossed everything working out well.
Cool, I guess we just see what's ahead for the weekend, hey?
Yeah, that's it. It's just a matter of sitting here and waiting and
bring on Saturday.
Yeah, figuring out what we're going to do. But I'm excited for it. I'm just pumped to get back on the competition floor, honestly. Like, it's going to be sick either way.